Hi everybody, welcome to the dungeon. My name is Robin and today is Flameworking 102.45 Lumiere Lusters. So a couple weeks ago I was doing some research for the luster powders, and as I was getting online and looking around, I came across the Lumiere luster flakes and powders, and I was just in awe of what I was seeing. This is a metal oxide that is color shifting and is good to up to 1400 degrees. So it works with all glass types. It has no COE. You can use it for pretty much anything. It's just an incredible material. I'm so excited to share it with you all because you know how much I love sparkles. Anyway, we'll talk about it more during the video, and I really hope you guys enjoy this. Let me know what you think. And with that said, I hope you're all doing safe and well out there. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next time in the dungeon. All right, here is how the lusters came. I got the small jars, the 1 ounce jars, and you are seeing me opening this for the first time. And I was surprised at the size of these jars, but trust me, there's plenty inside each one. And I have decided to use the black opal first, and let me show you how it looks. Now, when I first opened this up and started to kind of, dig around in there, I thought, look at this, oh my God, it is just like dichroic, but just the dichro, just the coating almost. It's just these amazing flakes, and I thought there was cotton in there because it was so soft, and I just didn't know what I was looking at. And so I kind of tipped it over to the side, and yeah, it is full of these beautiful flakes. I was so excited. So now what I wanted to do is just spread these out a little bit, and the light that I was looking at it right here, I just couldn't see like what was going on. And once I had things spread out, I put it in the light here, and I was just astonished by the sparkle and the luster, and just, oh my gosh, I was so excited. I can't wait to try this. And but before we try this, let me show you the other colors that I got. This one is Carnival, and it is an amazing, just a fiery sparkling of the reds, the oranges, the purple, a little blue in there. Oh my gosh. And then this one, the Blue Thunder, was just as beautiful. The sparkle is incredible. This had a smaller kind of flake particles, but oh, beautiful, beautiful. It goes from like a violet to a blue. And this one, Beetlejuice, if you like green, you are going to love this. The little bits of yellow and blue in there. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So upon reading about this material, like I was saying, it is a metal oxide and it has no COE, so it will go with any glass type. And what they recommend is trying it on a black base because the sparkles just show up really good on a dark background. So I have kind of a sloppy start here, but I recover quickly. So I'm going to take my black and, get it on my mandrel. Make sure my mandrel is nice and hot, and I'm just going to wrap this black right up the mandrel and have just kind of a nice thin coating of this color. And always make sure if you're going to wrap your mandrel like this, you want the mandrel to be nice and red hot where the glass is wrapping to it, so you don't have any bubbles rising from the surface or underneath. And if you do, you can just heat it up and roll it out. And I'm just trying to even things out here with my rolling, getting that larger spot there a little bit more shapely to match the other side. And then I'll just finish things up with a few more rolls. Now, I only have one chance to roll the luster in. So I want to make sure that my bead is fully hot all the way around. You do not want to go back into the heat once the flakes are on your glass. So I'm just going to gently roll in here. And I, again, didn't know what I was doing. So I tried to roll it on the marver pad, and that really didn't work. And then I went into the heat a little quick and I was like, woo, you do not want to heat this up after you have the luster on it. That's like the most important thing. So while I am trying to get my clear glass ready to encase, which you must encase this, you also want to keep the luster out of the flame. So I was holding it out there in the flame while I was not in the flame, but I was holding it out kind of above the flame, keeping my eye on it. And now as I am coating this with the clear glass, I want to make sure that the bead itself does not touch the flame. I am only heating up the clear and then swiping it on the bead. It seems like the hot glass does not affect the flakes, but the intense heat from the torch will burn it off. So you want to make sure the whole thing is coated completely before you move on. And then once you know that everything has the clear coat on it, you can get right into the flame and just work as a normal processed bead. So now I'm going to go ahead and start heating things up and just smoothing everything down, rolling it out. This took me a little bit longer because I was a little timid when I was encasing it, but it all worked out in the end. Okay, so I'm gonna just roll this out a little bit. Look at that sparkle. I am just in love. This whole time I had a smile on my face working on this. I was so excited to share it with you all. So I want to work on my edges here, and I just want to take a second to kind of shape my edges. I'm not going to do much more to this bead. I'm not going to add any more coatings of clear. These are just my first 4 sample beads that I wanted to try with each one of these colors, which you'll see in the end. And I just want to take a second to get this other side looking nice. And I'm just using the knife and very gently rounding it out. And if it's not perfect, the flame will take care of the rest. You just have to get close to, being round. I'm going to show you guys this real quick. Look at that sparkle. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Where has this product been my whole life? Okay, so now I just wanted to add some fun texture to each one of these beads. And on this one, I am adding several large dots over the whole bead. So I'll start in the center, and it's just a 4-dot pattern, very simple. And I'm going to start in the center with my 4 dots, and then I will go and add 4 dots on my sides. I always want to heat my dots up after I apply them, just so they don't fall off. You don't want any undercuts on your dots. It doesn't matter how big or small they are. You definitely want to make sure they're melted in about halfway. And then because I'm working in the center of the mandrel, it's easy for me to just flip the mandrel over and work on the other side. And I love the way this looks because the clear dots will magnify the flakes underneath, and you'll get this really cool effect from it at the end. And the effect I'm going for needs a little bit bigger dot, so I'm going to add a little bit more glass, 1 more dot on each one of these, and really give it a good meltdown so they're kind of on the softer side. Now, if you are interested in purchasing these lusters, they are relatively inexpensive. The small jars I noticed are about $6.50. The larger jars run about $13 or maybe $15. And I think that's a great deal. There's so much in each one of these little, vials or holders that there is plenty to use for a lot of work. And I would suggest that that you just peruse all of the different lusters that are available, and they also have powders as well that are also color shifting, and they are beautiful. So if you're interested in these, definitely check them out. Okay, we're just about done here, and that's it for this amazing Lumiere luster demonstration. I hope you guys enjoyed this one and are just as excited about it as I am. And with that said, I'll see you next time in the dungeon.